Today I'm going to be talking to you about crows and how they're probably a lot smarter than you've heard. Um, so I'm going to say crows usually or ravens, but crows and ravens belong to a larger family of birds, and a lot of them share these intelligent traits. So this is the Corvid family, and they are comprised of crows, as you see, our French fry thieving friend, magpies, this black and white fellow, except Australian magpies, they're false friends. They're not actually in the same group. Ravens, as you can see with this nice raven with irradiation, a jackdaw, which is stealing hair from an angry horse, and some blue jays over here. Well, not blue jays, these are pinion jays. But anyway, jays, crows, ravens, and magpies are all in the Corvid family, and they all have these like super smart traits. And those traits have helped them succeed among human populations. One of the things that crows can do is use tools. And that's something that was previously thought to be exclusive to primates, but crows can actually use tools. So you see the crow on the right here is using a stick, and this is a New Caledonian crow. In the wild, they use sticks to fish inside rotting logs and trees and stuff for grubs. The grubs will grab onto the sticks and they'll pull them out and eat them. And then on the left, you see a crow exploiting the displacement of water to get a snack out of a tube. So basically there's a piece of food floating in the tube and he's dropping weights in to displace the water and grab the food, which he previously couldn't reach. Again, this is a pretty complicated thing for a bird brain to understand. A lot of young children don't understand water displacement. So I think it's really neat that crows have proven that they can understand it and exploit that. Speech, hopefully this works. So you've probably seen parrots talking before. What you probably don't know is that crows and ravens can also talk.
She's in a really good mood today. I don't quite know why. Hi. Boop, boop. With some boops. Boop, boop. She just wants to have boop, boop. Wow. I've been teaching her so long to do that. That's one of the first times I actually taught that on camera.
So yeah, crows and ravens and magpies, I don't think jays or jackdaws can do this, but like parrots can talk, and they can talk using this thing in their throat called a syrinx, which is kind of like a modified larynx. It's how they talk and articulate words without lips. But crows and ravens in the wild generally won't do this because it's not super advantageous. It's usually crows and ravens that are hand-reared, like Fable the raven in this thing, or that have been rescued by humans. I did run into a crow in the wild once that would yell hello to lure people into the woods, which I'm assuming was rescued and then picked that up from its caregivers. But yeah, they can talk, which I think is super neat. Now, oh, no, there we go. Theory of mind. This one's a little more complicated, so bear with me for a bit. Theory of mind is basically the psychological concept where people and other organisms can understand that there are other organisms that exist in the world that have different experiences, thoughts, perceptions, and motivations than they do. Again, it's kind of a complicated topic. Humans don't actually learn this until they're about 6 or 7 years old, which is why if you've worked with younger kids, you'll know that they sometimes seem kind of self-centered, or they don't understand that other people have different experiences. It's literally just because their brain has not quite reached that point that they understand the abstractness of another person's perspective. And ravens have actually been shown to have theory of mind by experiments or studies where researchers noticed that ravens would sometimes build decoy nests if they knew they were being observed by the researchers. So they would build a fake nest, and then when the researcher went to check on their chicks, they would find a completely empty nest. But they did a study and found out that ravens only did this when they knew they were being observed by researchers. They didn't do it just as a natural behavior, which meant that the ravens understood that the researchers were watching them, had different motivations, maybe to steal their eggs or steal their chicks, and understood that by building a decoy nest, they might be able to throw the researchers off the scent, which I think is super cool. And my favorite slide, fun and crimes. So crows and ravens like to play. Again, something that's generally observed in sort of more intelligent species. Here you see a couple of ravens playing in the snow. They like to steal things. This crow stole some dentures. This crow stole a golf ball. It was part of a golf ball stealing ring where crows would steal golf balls and then like trade them back for food. Crows will often pull the tails of other organisms to bother them and to maybe steal food. Here you see a crow pulling the tail of a lion because he's insane. I don't know. He's just, yeah. I wouldn't do that, but he's doing that. And here you see a raven painting. Crows have also gotten in trouble for stealing credit cards, stealing transit cards and riding transit, starting fires, and a number of things like that. So that's about it. Thank you for listening to my crow presentation.